Let's watch this clip.
Have you watched these pro-abortion, pro-murder rallies? The people are just disgusting. Like, why is it that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb. You got ankles weaker than the legal reasoning behind Roe versus Wade. A few of them need to get up and march. They need to get up and march for like an hour a day, swing those arms, get the blood pumping, maybe mix in a salad.
So says the man who supposedly pays for sex. Okay.
Yeah. He's also currently under a DOJ investigation for sex trafficking a 17-year-old, yet he still has speaking gigs. Like, we've seen people do so much less that can't do crap, and this guy's still running around like nothing's happening.
This is not going to end well.
A few moments later.
Okay, real quick, legal note. Congressman Matt Gaetz has not been charged with any crimes and has denied any wrongdoing.
Before we get into this video, make sure you hit like, share my videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, make sure that your notifications are on and they're set to all. Now, let's get into this. But first, quick commercial break. Now, with inflation at 8.6% and climbing, you're going to need some help to get back to financial safety. Call them, and Noble Gold experts will share their knowledge of gold IRAs so you won't have to worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. And if you quick, they're giving away an incredible 1/10 ounce American gold proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. And all you got to do is call the team right now at 877-646-5347 to find out more, or you can just visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Now, let's get to this video. Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And y'all, I think we ran across some nonsense we can all enjoy. We can savor this nonsense. Finally, we done got some pure, uncut, 100% right off the nonsense press nonsense. Something we can sit back and pick our teeth with, enjoy ourselves, laugh a little bit, on somebody else's expense. And in this particular case, it's The View. And they brought it on themselves. So we're going to now see how The View have changed their view. So apparently, The View has been, of course, talking before they think. All these ladies on here, for whatever reason, feel like they can just drop any type of comment out there, drop their opinion out about all kind of stuff. And when you throw that stuff out there and you're not educated on it and you've been given this big professional platform, sometimes you stick that pump right down your mouth. And Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of them have been doing that for quite some time, and it has been coming back to bite them. But this time, woo, the bite was way bigger than the bark. And now we get to sit back and enjoy this, y'all. Starting off with, of course, their opinion about what took place down at Turning Point USA. Apparently, y'all, some white nationalist Nazis showed up, and Turning Point probably opened the door and invited him in. Come on in. I'm glad you guys are here. You're late. You're late. Did you bring all the swastikas and stuff? Yeah, apparently that's what happened, according to The View. But we better check to see ourselves.
I mean, there was this Turning Point conference with all the smoke. What are they, smoking something down there?
What?
Or it's like, whatever. Anyway, they were out there, neo-Nazis were in the front of in front of the conference with anti-Semitic slurs and the Nazi swastika and a picture of a so-called Jewish person with exaggerated features, just like Goebbels did during the Third Reich. It's the same thing, right out of that same playbook. Okay, and DeSantis did not say anything about it. Nothing. No. So it's his his rendition of good people on both sides. Same idea. So why trade a headache for an upset stomach?
A few moments later.
Okay, so you have to read this thing.
This thing. I've got a legal note. The conservative group.
Sunny normally does this, but
I know. Yes. This is our knockoff lawyer. Okay. The conservative group, Turning Point USA, has condemned the group of neo-Nazis and said they have nothing to do with the organization.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but where was DeSantis is what I want to know.
But you let them in.
President, open your...
You let them in and you knew what they were. So you are complicit. We'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Make a quick clarification about the neo-Nazis at the Turning Point event. They were outside protesters. My point was more metaphorical, that you embraced them at your thing, I felt. So they were not in the building.
Is this an apology?
No, but you,
A little nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
you know what? If the so-called Antifa, who are anti-fascist, that's what Antifa stands for, would go there and protest, then Antifa would get a bad reputation. That's
Now, did y'all hear this, dummy? That first of all, this is the problem with the ladies on The View. When you are hunting for accusations and slurs to throw out there, when your mission is to find a problem, then all of a sudden everything appears to be a problem. You're not in this trying to report and be non-biased and see what really Turning Point represents. I mean, there's black people a part of Turning Point USA. When the evil eye is evil, it sees nothing but evil. It's not going to see good. It's always going to jump out there and try to throw out something to destroy the reputation of someone who has nothing to do with no dang on neo-Nazis. What are neo-Nazis? This is what kills me about these accusations thrown out there. Where are they? All you have to do is go up there. Somebody should have took a couple pictures of these young people we're going to be seeing in a minute who these neo-Nazis are. Take a couple pictures of them. Do a quick facial scan. Find out that maybe they're not neo-Nazis. Maybe they might be Antifa, like Joey was just talking about. They showed up dressed like neo-Nazis with very nice, crisp neo-Nazi flags and stuff. Because, see, I'd be wondering, where would you even go to get a Nazi flag? I'm wondering, what person in 2022 has the nerve to be walking around talking about, I'm a neo-Nazi? Do you understand you won't be able to work anywhere? Do you understand the persecution you would face? And here's what's killing me. As much as the left tries to track down and dox everybody, notice they're not tracking down these so-called neo-Nazis and doxing them. Why aren't the press taking snapshots of these people, finding their Facebook, identifying them and saying, look at this. This person is neo-Nazi, lives at whatever street. You all should go down and protest against them. Expose the neo-Nazis. But for some reason, all the mysterious neo-Nazis that just randomly show up at these things all get lumped in with conservatives versus identifying who these neo-Nazis are. That's as far as the curiosity goes with the press. I just want to see the neo-Nazis outside of a conservative event so I can label all the conservatives neo-Nazis. But I don't want to know who the neo-Nazis are. I don't want to know that. Let them go back home and finish being neo-Nazis. So The View, because they're dumb and they're looking for problems, it ain't gonna be a problem unless you make it a problem. So what they wanted to do is make a problem out of it, and the only way they can do that is with their biases, which comes out to accuse these folks of embracing them. Then they got to come out and issue this apology and eat a little bit of crow. The whole crow. Dang on it. But let's continue because I'm enjoying this. I am enjoying this right here.
That's why when I hear that Antifa is...
Right, but that's not, but let me just make sure that everybody, because misunderstanding what people say is very big. Yeah.
I want to be like a little nice.
I know.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure I know they were not in the building, but they were in the mix.
I don't think that. I don't feel it. It's not sincere.
Look, I realize people just want to be bitchy about stuff. Whoa. They just want to be bitchy, and I have to stop asking these dumb questions about why stupidity rises to the top.
Now, wait a minute, man. This right here requires some self-reflection. This right here, what Whoopi's talking about, is straight up projection. So now here's Whoopi talking about some, I get it. People always want to overreact and all of this stuff. I think if you start calling people names like Nazis, racists, white supremacists, and all of that stuff, that requires a serious response because those are serious labels that you throw on somebody. See, the left has been throwing out labels that you can't come back from. You don't go around calling people Nazis. You don't go around saying that they're white supremacists, they're racist, if they're not. Okay, those are big words. It's kind of like Hunter Biden, where he has Joe programmed in his phone as Pedo Joe. See, or his family member referring to him as a pedo. You don't do that. You don't throw that term or label out there recklessly unless there's some serious evidence, which they must know some serious evidence about Joe and Hunter. I slid that one in, y'all. But there must be some serious evidence before you label somebody a Nazi. And then you want to say, well, everybody's tripping. Y'all overreacted. Good grief. Why don't y'all chill out? And I didn't like that raggedy apology Whoopi gave. You heard Shanae. Shanae wanna be a little nice. I want a little nice. Yeah, let's see if Whoopi changed that tone. We're here today to change the view of the view.
And all the mediocrity rises to the top when really smart thinking
Like you?
seems to be
Like you?
struggling to get up there.
What's this?
Well, also, if you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race.
Listen to the smart person.
No.
Tell us a wise one.
No, it's about a different race.
But
Break this mess down.
It's not about race.
Cushion.
It's not
It's
about
not?
race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
School us.
That's what it's about.
That's what
But it's about white supremacy. It's about going after
it's not about ideal race.
But these are two white groups of people.
Well, that was after black
But
people
see
too.
them as white men.
And they were
But
after
you're missing the point.
You missing the point. Do y'all hear rocks in the voice dropping that knowledge? She's talking about cream rising to the top and dumb people and stuff, you know what I'm saying? While she's dropping this knowledge, man. The cushion is on point, schooling us. However, I might have a problem with what the cushion is saying right about now, and I think the Jews do too. So just in case, we better bring in the jackass. Bring it in, fellas.
The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other.
Oh yeah, Whoopi schooled us. It's not about race.
Whoopi Goldberg opened The View today on a very serious note, continuing to apologize in the wake of her controversial comments about race and the Holocaust.
My words upset so many people, which was never my intention.
Whoopi Goldberg apologizing on The View today for saying the Holocaust was not about race.
I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know and y'all know.
She deserved every bit of that jackass. That's right. She is the jackass. But hey, just a minute ago, she was talking about, mediocrity rising to the top and smart people and stuff like that. I wonder if she feels very smart now. I need major pain. One, don't you feel dumb? So I don't think it stops just there. See, because maybe Whoopi ain't learning from her past experiences, okay? You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to grow, Whoopi, okay? But the cushion ain't growing. So, here's another situation.
Dr. Jill becomes a Surgeon General.
What?
His wife.
Somebody go get the donkey again.
Joe Biden's wife, because she's, he would never do, but she,
where's the jackass?
Yeah, she's a hell of a doctor.
She's a hell of a doctor.
She's a doctor,
And you're a hell of a dummy.
I could be wrong.
I think she's a teacher, but
Hey, the donkey's back. Give it to me, donkey. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at these neo-Nazis, y'all. Wow. Wait, all what? 3 or 4 of them? I'm a little concerned. Where are all the neo-Nazis? I don't understand. Y'all saw the video. Now see, here's what kills me. These people from The View don't stop for 1 second to think the legal issues, the fallout that could come from this when you start slandering people and a whole organization. But the Democrats do it all the time. The whole left does this. This is their style because they all are about identity politics, hyperbole, throwing out all these inflammatory statements, exaggerating situations, demonizing their opponents because they don't have policies. And unfortunately, the fallout of that is regular people, including people like Whoopi and Joy and all of them, they fall victim of the propaganda. They take the cues from the Democrats. They become conditioned to jump out there and label people the worst terms before they even do any research about this group or what they stand for. They don't care about that stuff. If you remotely appear to be conservative, then you get thrown right in with the Nazis and the white nationalists. Instead of just saying, oh, hold up, let's find out what Turning Point USA actually stands for. No, that takes too long. See, we're going to call you a Nazi first, then we'll find out what you believe in. And it's sad because this right here is one of the biggest things that divide the country, and they keep doing it until they learn a lesson. And apparently they haven't learned a lesson. She already done got suspended for a couple weeks. You just heard it. But even more so, where is your rationale? Where is your logic? How many people and organizations out here do you think on the right really know neo-Nazis? Do you really believe Republicans are sitting back agreeing with Nazis? These people are dumb. They have forgotten what Nazis actually were and what they did. Do those look like Nazis? Those look like young boys out there that for whatever reason decided to come out and stand out there with some very crispy looking neo-Nazi gear or whatever and try to, of course, make it appear that this is not a Turning Point USA event. No, this is a Nazi event. How many people you know are openly saying, yeah, that's right, I'm Nazis? If you ask most conservatives, do you know a Nazi? No, I don't. Do you? How do you find a Nazi? Let's go and find these Nazis. This is what my challenge is. I'm challenging all the people on the left to go and find me a real life, not a false flagger, not somebody who's been planted, not somebody pretending to be one so they could demonize the right. I'm talking about a real 100% uncut Nazi and a group of Nazis. What is their Nazism for? Do you think there's going to be a sudden rise of Nazis in the United States and then they're going to implement Hitler's diabolical scheme that wasn't completed? Do you think that's what they're going to do? Do you think it's going to catch on? Why in the world would y'all jump out there and suspend all your rationale, embarrass yourself, make yourself have to get out there and apologize, and didn't stop to think and say, man, how realistic is it for them to see Nazis outside and say, great, guys, come on in. And then you got to apologize for that. And then you try to steal because you're so thirsty and hooked on demonizing these young men and women. You still wouldn't give a good apology. Whoopi Goldberg, my bad, but it was kind of metaphoric. It was inclusive. That's not an apology. You heard Shanae. She wanna be apologized a little nicer. So now, unfortunately, here's what Turning Point USA had to say about it.
Turning Point USA 100% condemns 100%. Those ideologies in the strongest of terms.
I see.
Since these individuals were located on public property, our security attempted to, but was not permitted to remove them. We have no idea who they are or why they were at the convention center.
Interesting.
They have nothing to do with Turning Point USA, our event, or our students. Our students, after initially confronting them, ultimately took the mature route and vacated the space. Once that happened, these individuals left. That's from Andrew Colvett, Turning Point USA spokesman.
Now, did y'all hear that? Dave Rubin just read this statement from Turning Point USA. And apparently, those lawyers on The View went out there and told Rocks in the Voice and the rest of their crew, y'all better watch yourselves. Now, I know we're propagandists. I know we're out here trying to demonize the right and lump Ron DeSantis in with Nazis and stuff, because that's our style. That's what we do. That's how we do politics. We just call everybody white nationalists, racists, and neo-Nazis. So, y'all went a little too heavy on the Nazism. I need y'all to issue an apology. So, people come out now trying to read apologies except for Whoopi because the cushion got too much pride. So let's hear the apology now, y'all.
So on Monday, we talked about the fact that there were openly neo-Nazi demonstrators outside the Florida Student Action Summit of the Turning Point USA group. We want to make clear that these demonstrators were gathered outside the event and that they were not invited or endorsed by Turning Point USA.
You don't say.
A Turning Point USA spokesman said the group, quote, 100% condemns those ideologies and said Turning Point USA security tried to remove the neo-Nazis from the area but could not because they were on public property. Also, Turning Point USA wanted us to clarify that this was a Turning Point USA summit and not a Republican Party event. So we apologize for anything we said that may have been unclear on these points.
They still invited Matt Gaetz, though. I would just like to
see. Now y'all undermining the apology. Now y'all ain't giving a response. I was like, sorry. Say it like you mean it, okay? And where's Whoopi? Why isn't Whoopi saying something? Because Whoopi gave the sorry apology a little bit ago, you know? Yeah, she was up here talking about, people tripping and all. I guess, they wasn't in the building, but still, and all of that. So Whoopi didn't apologize, and I'm a little upset. I think I want her to give us a heartfelt apology. I want her to feel it. They act as if every Republican event, every group of conservatives are nothing but white racist people. It's so degrading when they throw these things out there and don't even stop to think. How many minorities support Turning Point? How many black folks support Republicans or Latinos? We can't just slap the word Nazi on everything. So now, what is this? Turning Point USA says what? Turning Point USA slams Whoopi Goldberg for silence after The View issues an apology. Oh man, now wait, my man Charlie Kirk, he's not happy. He's not happy because we need to hear from the cushion. See, talking to lawyers, many think we have a strong case You cannot smear minors as Nazis and get away with it. It impacts them for the rest of their life. You see, this is how dumb these people are. They didn't even stop to think that these are young adults. These folks, many of them are teenagers, but it doesn't even matter. We're about to see what motivates Whoopi to come out and make a heartfelt apology. You go around slandering teenagers, and here's an example of what not to do. So apparently these lawyers dug up this right here. Washington Post settles $250 million. Woo, Nick Sandman sued with Covington teen Nick Sandman. Now, maybe they took that back out to, hey, Cushion, you're not even worth this much. You understand? We'll fire you. They probably took this right here and slapped it up into her face like, yeah, see, look at it. Look at, can you read that? You think we want to get sued like Nick the Sandman did, this engine who was just beating his drum? Yeah. And all of a sudden, those white nationalists came up to, oh, they didn't? Oh, okay. But all the media and them jumped out there and called these kids white nationalists. See? So let's go ahead and jump, then look later. That's what the left do. And the Cushion got the hint. And here is a more heartfelt apology.
Meaning of idiom, eat crow.
Eating crow.
To eat crow means to be humiliated and shamed after being shown to be wrong, or to be forced to admit one's error and to be publicly shamed as a result. This idiom is similar to eat humble pie.
Humble pie.
Examples of use.
What?
Would you please
Why? I want to meet
grace your presence?
You know, in Monday's conversation about Turning Point USA, I put the young people at the conference in the same category as the protesters outside. And I don't like it when people make assumptions about me. And it's not any better when I make assumptions about other people, which I did. So, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, so.
Sorry, but I can't make it.
So you had to eat crow. That's right. Whoopi ate that whole bird. I know that hurt. See, no sarcasm in that. What no sarcasm? My bad. I don't want people to make assumptions and stuff. And I'm like, you know what happened? They probably say, Whoopi, that's not enough. And see, this is what needs to start happening to these people who do this. Because this is a game to them, but it actually has real life consequences. It ruins people's reputations. Your reputation is all that you have. You smear that, you can't get no job. I mean, people looking at you cross-eyed every time you go into a place. Isn't that white nationalist right there? Kyle Rittenhouse have to have like security now because these idiots right here were running around calling him a white nationalist, including Whoopi Goldberg. Now, you would think she would learn from her mistakes. And you would think that the Democrats would learn from their mistakes, but this is their style. So let's get one more example of what they do for a living and how they play politics.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared
to
specifically
do it?
Well,
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
Look at him. Look at him.
You want to call him?
Say it.
What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
white
supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
See that? That's Joe Biden's ad. That was his campaign ad. Now, here's what's interesting about that. I'm looking at that ad, and you hear Chris Wallace, who got the boot, went out over to CNN, where they failed. That dude right there, he was the third man in the debate. So Trump points out the fact that the left don't condemn violence. Joe Biden's not condemning Antifa. And instead of Antifa being acknowledged as, a domestic terrorist group or destruction of property and violent and all that stuff, that Chris Wallace don't even ask Joe to acknowledge Antifa. No, he goes straight to Trump for some reason. And I showed a montage a while back of Trump denying white nationalists, racists, and all that. And Chris said, you're yet to even do it. Joe's never acknowledged Antifa. And his response to Trump was, Antifa's not even a real. It's an ideal. It's not an organization. He got away with that. And dang on Chris Wallace never even said, well, sir, actually, Antifa has been proven to be a real organization. Instead of doing that, he jumps to Trump and tries to make him apologize for the God knows how many of time about white nationalists and neo-Nazis and all of that garbage and lumping anybody who disagrees with the left into that accusation. Do it. You hear Joe Biden, do it, do it. And Chris over here, we want you to, the Boogaloo Boys, the whatevers. And I'm saying, we don't want to play that game with y'all. Because y'all will never stop. When you let them start playing these games, they will never stop. They will have you jumping through hoops, condemning and disavowing everybody, just playing with your emotions and manipulating you. And still will never embrace you. Still will never accept the apology. Trump's done that like a million times and it still wasn't good enough. Chris Wallace acted like it was the very first time he ever asked Trump to do that. I'm not even going to show you the montage of Trump doing that. God knows how many times. But here's one of them, okay?
We must love each other, show affection for each other, and unite together in condemnation of hatred, bigotry, and violence.
Sounds like a neo-Nazi to me.
We must rediscover the bonds of love and loyalty that bring us together as Americans.
Okay.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear.
Now that sounds like a white nationalist message, right? But that message, that statement never gets out to a whole bunch of ignorant voters, a whole bunch of people who, for whatever reason, thinks that Trump was a white nationalist. Now we see the game that they play. They've been playing this game for a while. And now you saw what Turning Point USA did. They fought back. Hold these people accountable. Don't let them just get out there and start slandering your name, what your organization is, what it stands for, trying to tie you to all these hate groups and racism and stuff. If you let them start doing that without hitting them where it hurts, which is in those pockets, they will continue to do it over and over again because it is a political strategy for these people. This isn't one of those things where they believe what they're saying. They're throwing this mess out there because they know it works, because ignorant, gullible people hear it and believe it, backed up by the media, snipping and clipping. But when you start threatening their pockets with lawsuits, they send the dummies back out there like Whoopi Cushion and the rest of them to say, we want to apologize. Now say it like you mean it. We real sorry, y'all. I ain't mean that. Yeah, and I want to see more of that. And I'm glad they did it. They had to eat the crow, and Whoopi was the last one to go. Her butt tried to hang on because of that pride. Probably those rocks in her voice and stuff too. But at the end of the day, money talks and Whoopi walks. So you better get your butt out there and apologize. And eat all that crow. And I'm sure she'll be eating some more real soon, because they just don't learn. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care. God bless y'all. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. And please check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, please click on the link below this video. Put Kevin in a promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. If you'd like to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. The links are below this video. If you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, also feel free to do that. All it entails is you simply dropping $2 a month into one of those links below the video. Or if you want, you can drop a nice big fat lump sum in there to offset the stuff that we know goes on with big tech. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you are still subscribed. And finally, set your notification button to all, because YouTube is playing games, y'all. Now, God bless you. God bless America. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.